Once upon a time, there were millions of businesses struggling. Every day, they wasted time, effort, and energy on repetitive tasks that added no value. One day, the Better Automation podcast by PROCESIO came to help them find the way. Because of this, these businesses save time, reduce costs, innovate, and make better decisions. And because of that, these businesses grow, scale, and use human creativity to change this world. Hello, my name is Aziz, and I'm your host at Better Automation Podcast by PROCESIO, where I interview the world's top experts and share their very best ideas on how to improve automation in your business processes and life, as well as many founders from the NoCode community that will share their stories. My guest today is Marina Trajkovska. Marina is an ambassador at Women TechMakers, a project lead at NASA International Space Apps Challenge, a co-organizer at Google Developers Group Central Florida, a Scrum Master, a full-time Bubble dev, and the co-founder of Biyo, which is backed by OnDeck X2. Marina, how are you today?
Yay! Thank you for the amazing intro. I'm doing good. I've been traveling last week, so still cannot get over that jet lag, but I'm doing okay, better.
I know what you mean, and I'm sure this next question is very related. It's similar to having a jet lag when you become a founder. So, how is you being a founder different to what you expected compared to before having such experiences?
Yeah, so this is actually, I mean, I'm a second time founder. I mean, the first time it was kind of bootstrapping everything, and I wasn't familiar with Bubble, which made a huge change in my world. So right now, being a founder is, how can I say, being a founder and knowing no code, that's a superpower. Like you can basically do anything you can imagine, like software related, but even not software related, anything that you can solve with software, um, you can definitely impact the world as a founder in the no code space.
Thank you. I will ask you then, since you're a bubble dev as well, a lot of people say, and someone I spoke to, too many people are becoming bubble devs, that the market will be flooded and therefore that skill will become cheap. I understand for founders, you're doing it for yourself more than anything, and therefore it's good to have it that way. It becomes priceless. But what's your perspective on this?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, at the moment, I don't think there are that many bubblers. I'm hoping to see many more in the upcoming year. And I think that is a good thing, even though like it can get cheaper. I think that it is always going to be very expensive to find a very good bubble developer. And I don't think that everyone can get there, but I do think that a lot of people should that are interested in building something, building a technology, building a software, should learn learn a no code tool such as Bubble, especially Bubble, because it's such a powerful tool. Um, you can basically build anything with it. Um, but yeah, I do expect to see more and more people in this area because I believe that is the future of creating MVPs. Not that many founders are reaching for no-code technologies at the moment, and I do think that is it's just my opinion, but I do think that's kind of a mistake because I'll give you an example. With the previous startup, um, we built it with traditional code. And that was fine. It was a very good looking product. It was very nice, but we were struggling for 1 year to build a product and then approach clients and validate idea. I know there are many ways to validate even before you have a product, but still, when the product goes out, we failed because it wasn't what we expected to be. But with no code, we were able to build a product within 3 weeks, test the idea, fail, build another product in the next 2 weeks, and then get better and better and better. Just iterate with every new feedback, and it makes us be more competitive to the market. It gives us sort of like a superpower to innovate, to test features, to create new ideas, and just to be better as a founder. So yeah, I definitely think people should explore no-code technologies more.
Thank you. I will play the devil's advocate very soon. But before that, because I have a question for you about that, but you mentioned it's hard to find a good bubble developer, let's say. How would someone know if they're dealing with a good bubble developer? What are the criteria? And if someone wants to reach that level, what should they do? I spoke with JJ, who is known within the bubble dev community, and he said he spent months where he was for 8 hours every day on bubble just to become, good enough. That's not even for him to reach like a higher level, which means, I don't know, I imagine that's hundreds of hours just to become good enough. What's your perspective on this? What's your recommendation? And how would the founder know if they're dealing with a good bubble developer or someone who knows how to speak, but they don't deliver the goods?
Awesome questions. Yeah, it is tricky, especially when something is. I mean, I'm not saying that Bubble is new. Bubble has been in this world for the last 10 years, but it's gotten its momentum in the last year, which is great. So I even tweeted about this a while ago, saying that what was my tweet? It was something like, it's not it's not that Bubble is slow or Bubble doesn't have like great performance. It's the bubbler that needs experience in how to build better databases. And it's not that Bubble has like terrible UI, it's the bubbler that needs to learn about UI and UX. And the reason I tweeted that is because a lot of the people that are investigating Bubble and that are trying to build things with Bubble are looking for a shortcut. And that is, they use templates. They use templates for the databases right now. They use templates for the UI. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, that's okay, but maybe in the later stages, for example, I can use a template now and I can use a database template right now because I know what to expect from it. But for someone that is new in this area, uh, and this goes probably against all of the no code mentality, but I do think that everyone that wants to become best as a no code builder, they have to learn the basics of building a software. And that is, they have to learn the logic behind the software. They have to learn how a database works. They have to learn, like, actually, what is a database? Like, how do we create database? I learned that way back in college. And that's why maybe Bubble was very, I don't know, it came as so natural to me to understand. Like, it was very easy for me to understand because I learned that in the past. But also like creating beautiful designs, creating better interfaces for the users. That's very important. And that's not something that Bubble can teach you. And that's not Bubble's job to do. Like, it's yours as a developer. You have to learn the basics. And probably that answers my question, how do you differentiate someone, whether it's a good Bubble developer or a bad one? Is someone that understands the software logic, someone that understands databases, someone that understands all of those things, and one that is just following tutorials, creating bad interfaces, creating bad databases, and slow applications.
Thank you. I love that. I have a question about that, but first, my devil's advocate question, which is you said all founders should look into no code, focus on it, use it. It's very important, it's beautiful. So, the devil's advocate question is no code a fad? Because what's happening is a lot of the teachers of courses about no code are noticing that a lot of the excitement that used to be about no code is moving now to biz ops and automation and all that. So where people just excited about no code and now it became not the hot thing and they moved to something else, and therefore no code risks being a smaller space in people's mind or in the usefulness or in how popular it becomes? Or do you believe that no code is here to stay? It will keep growing, and those people who are excited are the people who are using templates anyway, and therefore they were not making any big difference?
So it goes the same as with crypto, I believe. Is it an excitement? Is it just a phase in this world? Is it going to be abandoned? And the truth is no. I mean, Bubble, and not just Bubble, like a lot of no-code tools have been around since, I don't know, like maybe 15 years ago. I believe that even Microsoft had a website builder tool which was just drag and drop. WordPress is a no-code tool. And it's not just something that came out of nowhere. Everyone started using no code. It's very trendy. It's super cool. I think the people brought it to life. Like the need for building something quickly, for testing ideas quickly, brought Bubble to life. Even though Bubble existed like 10 years ago, people were so into building things with code. But I think that as you build, you learn that you need to be faster in this world. You need to test your ideas much faster, and that's where Bubble comes in. It gives you really good advantage in front of competitors to test ideas, to move quickly, to uh, like fail not so painfully, which is great. And one other thing which definitely reassures me that this is here to stay is the community itself. And not just the Bubble community, but the whole like no code community. It's amazing. It's like nothing. I mean, as you mentioned in my intro, like I've been part of a lot of communities. The Google developers one is one of the largest communities in the world. And this one is, I believe, like the most supportive, the most like helpful community I've ever been part of. And I think that's the main reason why Bubble is becoming more and more popular, why people are more and more encouraged to try it out, to use it. And yeah, I think it's here to stay, definitely.
Thank you. I love that answer. You mentioned as well that someone to become a good no code maker or user of those tools, they should understand the basics and logic of software. Well, the promise or the hype of no code is that any person can use it, any person can be that person. Do you believe that? Or do you believe even though no code tools are easy, they're not easy enough for a lay person or any person to become a no code maker? And on the second hand, too, to ask you, you are now a founder. You could have made a lot of money, or hopefully a lot of money, being a bubble dev, offering your services to others. why becoming a founder where you're taking a risk to lose it all? Or did you always feel that if you're building for yourself, you're giving yourself more of an opportunity and a chance compared to working for other people? And tell me, like, the whole perspective as a bubble dev, did you experience the normal freelance, situation where you have clients and then no clients and then clients and then no clients, or because there is a lot of excitement, you always had a lot of clients? How was it?
Yeah, so that was a big dilemma for me. But I don't know. More it's more natural for me to be to have something of my own, like to build something from zero to the moon. I did work as a freelancer, and the pay is amazing. Especially when you come from a place like here, it gives you an ability to live anywhere in the world and not care about money. That's great. That's awesome. Uh, I became a very, very good bubble developer in the last, I don't know, like 12 months. And yeah, that gives me an advantage of choosing jobs and then choosing clients. And that's all great. But it kind of started uh, to give me like anxiety because there were a lot of deadlines to meet. I had a lot of clients in 1 month. I had a lot of calls. I had a lot of deadlines. I had to, like, it was all just crazy because the demand for bubble developers right now is huge. Like, and I couldn't say no to anyone because it always comes with a big paycheck. And I was like obsessed with building, obsessed with creating things, and I couldn't stop myself. And then I came to a point, and I also worked on a side project, which was Biyo. And I came to a point where we got the investment from OnDeck, and I was like, okay, I can balance this too. I can work as a bubble developer for, like, whether it's going to be freelance, whether it's going to be another company, and I can work on Biyo. And I definitely crashed. Like, I crashed big time. I haven't had a burnout like that in I don't know how long. I think I never had a burnout like that. For 2 weeks, I couldn't open my laptop. I couldn't think of doing anything. And being a founder, it does have a lot of challenges, but it definitely gives you the freedom to build and be creative and also manage your deadlines. I'm not saying I'm working less, I'm maybe working more, but I don't know, just not having that pressure of having uh, like predefined deadlines, or you have to deliver this to a client, otherwise you won't get paid. Uh, that stress is out of the picture at the moment. I'm definitely loving what I do. Like, I love building things with Bubble. Like, I don't know if I say this too often, but I do. Um, and being a founder is giving me the freedom to how do I say it? Like, to plan my own day, to plan my own time, to work on something that I love, to how do I say it? Like, to innovate. Right now we're in this phase of pivoting the app, which is scary but also awesome because we finally like found something that really works for us as founders, but also like we found this huge pain point for companies, and we're excited to give them a tool that will solve that. That feeling cannot be replaced with anything, like with any job, with any freelancing gig that pays you like I don't know how many money. that thing is priceless.
That sounds wonderful. So, can you speak about Biyo? What's unique about it? Any good news? And how it's solving a pain point for companies as you spoke about?
So that's a new thing. So as many of people know that came across Bio, Bio is right now a portfolio builder. If you are a maker, if you create software, if you create things, and if you do a lot of things, such as myself, like as you mentioned before, like communities and founding and everything, you have the ability to create this one page where you can put everything and integrate all of the favorite apps that you use. You can integrate them in one place. And that is great and gives you the also something that not a lot of portfolios offer is you can create different versions of your portfolio. So for example, when you apply for a job, for a bubble job, you can give them one portfolio. And if you apply for a speaking conference, you can send another one. And it's going to be one base for your portfolio, but different versions, which is great. It can get like really personal. You can attach a personal video, introduce yourself, hi Aziz, or if I'm applying at Bubble, hi Bubble, stuff like that. And that product, for me personally, it solves a big issue because me as a person that does a lot of things, I needed a place like that. Uh, but the data shows something different. Um, we are testing Bio for 3 weeks now, I believe, and we came across these interesting portfolios which were not created from for people. They were created by people, but they're not a personal portfolio. They are more like a company portfolio. And we're like, okay, interesting. And we discovered that a lot of the companies are using their bio portfolios as sales tool. For example, if I have a client, future client, I'm in the sales process, um, and I need to give them something like documents, I need to give them links, I need to share data with them. They're using Bio to send one link and add everything there. And that's very, very interesting. And we're like, okay, so we found this really cool signal in the data that solves a big pain point for clients. We spoke with those people and they told us they need a place where they can, that it's not an email thread and that it's not a bunch of PDFs sent in those threads, and they need a place where the data doesn't get lost. And like, okay, let's think about it. And we came with this idea to reuse all of the elements from Bio. It has a very similar structure of building a page instead of like, I mean, Bio itself is a no-code tool. Like all you have to do is click these buttons and you have a page ready to be shared. And because of that idea, we're like, okay, can we add documents to Bio? Can we add like PDFs? Can we add Excel spreadsheets or Word documents, stuff like that? And like, I dug a little bit, and it turns out with Bubble, it is possible. So right now we are creating this thing called Micro Portal that gives the ability for sales teams to be more efficient in their communication with future clients. So all they have to do is give them this one link, just as a bio portfolio, give them one link with everything in it. And they can collaborate on it, they can comment, they can assign tasks, they can assign people to those tasks. And the the great thing about it is it gives you analytics. So it's not just send email and is it open? Is it not open? Is that link clicked? It's not. Did someone downloaded the PDF that I sent? Right now, you have the ability to see that. Like you have a dashboard for your client. You can see when they opened the link that you sent, where they clicked, have they clicked on the PDF that you wanted them to click, have they completed the tasks, and they can also like get reminders, which is also something that is very useful to sales teams. And yeah, we're looking to publish this next week, probably, or end of this one. Yeah, it's Monday, so probably end of this one because we're building with Bubble again. And it's, yeah, super fast and it's great.
I love that. That's the entrepreneurial adventure that you said cannot be replaced by being any kind of developer or doing anything else. And it's discovery, it's like pieces of the puzzle and everything. You spoke about Biyo, you spoke about yourself, everything that you're doing. But really, you did that. Can you say a small summary pitch or whatever of what is Biyo, where people can go to use it, how can it be useful to any of the listeners or anybody currently, or maybe like you said, soon you will publish it in a different way, so use that value proposition instead since things are changing. And if people want to learn about you, what's the best place for them to go? Is it Twitter? And I will write it in the description. Is it LinkedIn? Just share all the details.
Luckily, Biyo is not going anywhere. It's going to be as another tool that we created. We're not going to shut it down or anything like that. And I do think it's very useful. So Biyo is something that will help you land your dream job, something that will make you send like a personal portfolio, like personalized, something that will get you instantly connected with the receiver of your portfolio. And it's not just another resume, it's not a LinkedIn profile, it's something that is very personal for you. You can attach all sorts of stuff there. You can attach a video. So it's more engaging for the audience. And I think you should definitely give it a try and see how it turns out for you. For me personally, it actually got me one freelance gig and one full-time job. So that was a good thing. But yeah, for the other thing, for microportal, yeah, for microportal, I think we'll have to wait like a couple of days to announce it officially. And yeah, people can definitely, I think the best place to find and to see what I do is Twitter.
Thank you. Yes, like you said, I recommend to everybody to test and use and try out Biyo, as well as, of course, PROCESIO, which is what makes this podcast even possible. PROCESIO is the modern low-code, no-code platform for advanced automation and creating an enterprise-grade backend for your software. You can even integrate it with Bubble as a backend builder. You can request access to a totally free account at procesio.app. And for those who have higher business needs, there is a very generous 50% discount code, which is better 50 off, one word, all in capital letters. More information in the description. Marina, this was my pleasure, my honor, my privilege. I wish you a lot of excitement on this journey, on this adventure, a lot of great news, a lot of evolutions and revolutions, and I wish you a great day.
Same. Thank you, Aziz, for inviting me. This was awesome. Thank you again.